let's get down to it. This gentleman is no stranger to us. Let me kind of give you a description for those that never met him. At heart, he's a father. Uh-huh. He's a loving, loving, loving husband. He used to be a waiter. Can you imagine that? A waiter? Anybody can do this. And then an actor, Miss Williams, an actor in Hollywood. He's not too far from Hollywood there. He's what I call the co-founder's go-to guy because he's always doing training at our international, even on the Zoom calls and everything else. Wonderful person. He's a circle of champions. He's also one of the ones I love, enjoy hearing from. One of my favorite speakers, and I tell you what, I just enjoy his teaching. He always have a fireside chat. Matter of fact, they just called the fireside chat with none other than the regional vice president, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
What is up, Mr. Thomas? Good morning. Hey, everybody. What's happening? Good. Good to see you. I know that I see Mr. T, you are in transport. So whether you are, in the car, at home, at work, you might be on a hike. I mean, who knows what you're doing? I hope that this next little window of time will be able to give you some stuff that will help your business. And you guys, where I always start, Al, I appreciate the opportunity to do this with you and the squad. It's really great, you guys. I mean, Al has been doing this for so long, and he opens up this call to everybody and anybody who wants to make a difference in their business, who wants to, kind of grow personally and professionally in all those different ways. So I do not take you for granted. And, I know that the leaders that work with you, they don't either. So say a quick hi to my guy, Greg Williamson. Appreciate you jumping on, brother. So and the rest of the squad. But anyway, so, oh, God, I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot on my mind, but let me start here. So last week we talked about two things. I even showed you a video at the end, two things that can make such a massive difference in your business. Anybody want to throw it in the chat what those two things were? Energy and effort. Thanks, Christine. Your energy level and your effort level. And why did I talk about those things? You guys, I've been doing these calls with Al or for this group. I mean, I think we're in our third year. And something that I said to Al, you guys, I've covered a lot of territory with you, a lot. And a lot. I want you to think about that. Every other month for now, 24 months, that's 12 months times 4 or 5 days. That's 60 plus trainings now, which I'm happy to do. But I realized something, that we need you guys to have this sort of understanding of how much of an influence you have on your own business. In fact, so much so that you could, there's this line in GoPro, right? I think it was GoPro, where it was like, release your upline. Like, if you know enough, like, let them know, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for what you've done. I'm grateful for what you've trained me on. I'm grateful for what you showed me. But I got this. And there is something so insanely valuable about that, because I want you to think about this. Let's say you become a regional or senior vice president. Okay. Do you want your regional directors, your regional coordinators, nipping at your heels, calling and texting you every day about, right? Someone was already shaking their head. They wouldn't even let me finish the sentence. No, you don't want that. It doesn't. And let me be clear about this. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be there to support and help. That's not what it means. It means that if your vision is regional director, regional vice president, and one day senior vice president, we are in the business of finding, presenting, teaching, and developing independence. And I have to tell you, there's a danger. Now, this isn't for Al, but this is for everyone on Al's call. Oh, this is going to get, all right. There is a danger in routine, because routines can be deceiving. What do I mean? I'm glad I asked me. Routines can be deceiving because you can stay committed to a call like this, which I know many of you are, which is awesome. You can be committed to a call like this and you can feel like this is you doing your ACN business. And this is not you doing your ACN business. This, to me, does take an effort to be on the call, and it does take some energy to stay focused. But do you guys understand? I hope you understand. I'm sure you understand that when this call is done, if you do not speak to anybody today, your business did not grow. You may have grown personally. You may have had some insight. You know, one of the things that I tell people, the reason why I use notes and I ask people to take notes to not commit ACN to memory, is my anticipation for all of you is that at one point you're going to have a team like this and you're going to need a resource to be able to train them from. I mean, you guys know my old thing about committing things to memory. We can't remember our grocery list. You're going to remember a training or trainings. I got it all up here. Really? That's a mess. So if your energy level and your effort level are in place, now what we have to discuss is, okay, so you're going to do work. You're going to do work in private, right? Working on yourself, working on your craft, working on your peaking, working on your explanation of the business, working on the 1 through 10 overview. Like, if you're not putting in that work, folks, your expectation for where you want to go in this has to be altered if you're not putting in that work, right? You know, it's Super Bowl week. And I'm a big sports guy. I just, there's so many lessons, so many things, and it's exciting, and the competition and all that stuff. Well, I was thinking about this. I really want you guys to give some consideration to this. So I'm going to slow my roll for a second here, and I want you to really think about this, right? And this is an important question for you guys to be honest with yourself and ask yourself. And I want you to do this for you. At what level are you competing in your ACN business? What level are you competing at? Are you competing at the moderately interested level? Are you competing at the somewhat interested level? Are you competing at the, you know, I'm getting something done today level? Are you competing at a, I want an SVP ring level And you have to figure that out, and you have to be honest with yourself about it. And if you're not competing at the level that you're saying that you want to be at, then you have to change your effort. Like you have to. Or you have to change what level you're saying you're competing at. You know, something that you got, by the way, I'm going to tell you right now, a full disclosure, it's not an advertisement, or as they say in England, an advertisement. But I am going to let you know, Al Thomas has been to this leadership training that we do in Lake Tahoe, and that next one isn't until May. And some of the people that are on this call have been to that event. I'm telling you guys right now, coming out of the pandemic, after the national training, it's going to be the single most important training event that anyone, in my opinion, has been to. With myself, Mike Basutti, Efren Tejada, Tony Kupas, co-founder of ACN. You guys, I'm letting you know, and I'm also letting you know, without question or compromise, it's going to sell out, and there are going to be people on the outside looking in. Why am I telling you this now? Because for people who want to compete, and they want to compete on a high level, it does depend on your level of training. Mr. Thomas, true or false? So if your level of training is not taking you to the place where you feel like you can compete, then by default, we go back to what it is that we know, right? David Inlow's nodding as if you go back to what you know, and then you realize we're doing the same thing over and over again. And that's the definition of insanity, doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. That's craziness. So crazy, I dropped my book. So write this down if you're taking notes. Your work in private will pay and recognize you in public. Your work in private will pay and recognize you in public. You know, the old saying is, you don't sweat the test if you've done the homework. You do not sweat the test when you've done the homework, because you know what you know. So if you have energy and effort, as we covered from last week, but you're not willing, for whatever the reason is, by the way, whatever justification you may have, to not do something to advance your business forward in any given day, getting a customer, piquing someone. You guys, I got to be honest, man, like piquing someone's interest. Like, come on. What are we really talking about? I don't know. 60 seconds out of your day? 60 seconds. This call's been going for 20 minutes. 60 seconds to pique someone. So the reason why more people don't do that is because they are afraid of the conversation. Are they not able to handle a conversation after that initial peak? Well, if you have a system down and you understand that piquing someone's interest is not a laborious effort and it does not take a lot of time, what that should tell you is I can do a lot more. I can do a lot more than what I'm doing right now, because I'm making this more difficult than what it really is. And I'm thinking that it's going to take more time than it really does. And the biggest answer, you guys, for this issue is most people don't want to put themselves in a position where they're going to have to engage in a conversation that they are unprepared to have because of your lack of knowledge, lack of information, your lack of ability to create rapport with someone. You know, I'm going to have egg on my face. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back and do some more of those trainings, and then I'm going to come back and talk to that person, and that person's gone, or that person has been talked to by someone else. You know, Larry Raskin, who's now been, you know, around more. You know, he's one of my mentors in this business. And here's what he said years ago. He was ACN's first vice president of North American sales. And then he, you know, did some stuff in his own run to senior vice president. Then he became the VP of Latin America. And now he's back in the US a lot. And one of the things that he said is this. So listen up. He said, I'll never forget this. He said, listen, everybody's interested in ACN. Everybody, until you talk to them. Right? Everybody's interested until you talk to him, till you muck it up. I used the M word. I used the M word. I didn't use the F word. I used the M word. But it's true. So, you know, we had this event down here in Southern California, and one of the things I said from the stage, I was training the presentation, right? And I said, look, you got to suck before you're bad, bad before you're good, good before you're great, great before you're excellent, and excellent before you're proficient. But most people don't even want to get out of the bad phase because that's how it feels. Like it feels, like I'm not that good, and I don't like how I feel, and I don't like not knowing what I'm talking about, and I don't, right? And then you stop, and then that creates inactivity. Like we block ourselves from doing what it is that we can do. You guys, George Zalicki used to say, the thinker thinks and the doer does. The thinker thinks and the doer does. Be a doer. I would rather you continue to work on yourself in private. You continue to work on your game. You continue to work on the presentation. You continue to work on the piece, and you go out and you get tongue-tied. I'd rather deal with that person because the next time they go out, they're going to be less tongue-tied. And the next time they go out, they're going to be less tongue-tied. And the next time they're going to go out, they're going to be less tongue-tied. And the next time they go out, they're going to be less tongue-tied. And then at one point, guess what's going to happen? It's just going to be a conversation. You're going to be like, oh my God, I got this. I said that from the stage. What I think you guys should be afraid of is not doing anything. That's what I think. What I think you guys should be afraid of is falling back on routines that are not providing you the results that you want. That's what you should be afraid of. Because then it feels like you're doing ACN, but your business isn't really advancing. And we're in the business of advancing our businesses. Is this making sense to anybody so far today? I mean, it's crazy, right? Nike got it right. Like they legitimately, sorry guys, hang on. Nike got it right. They legitimately got it right. Who knows what I'm about to say next? Yep, Sharian said it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You're going to get better along the way. Just do it. You guys have heard the 80-20 rule. In any organization, network marketing, traditional business, restaurant, real estate, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. 80-20. 80% of the productivity tends to come from 20% of the people. And 20% of the productivity comes from the balance, which is the 80% of the people, the 80-20 rule. I don't know. This is just me. This is not a personal indictment of anybody. This is me. My time is valuable. So is yours, right? Yeah. Is it for real? Then what are you doing and what are you waiting for? One of the things that I love about Tahoe, about that event, and Al was there, by the way. Al spoke. We had, I'm sure he still has, a hidden message for me somewhere because I asked him to get up and say a few words when that was an untimed down. It was not. But one of the things that we do is we make sure that that is interactive, that you are communicating with people, that you are role playing with people, that you are presenting with and to and for people. And you're now starting to wear that, that wardrobe, you're starting to wear that armor, and you start to realize, oh my God, I can do this. Like, I legitimately can do this. Like, that person has no more skills than I do. Thanks, Sam. For sure. For sure. So that's the business that we need to be in. We need to be in the business. Look, you guys, every single day, do I want you to personally improve? Do I want you to grow? You get rewarded in public for the work you do in private. Part of the work you do in private is making yourself have enough courage, 30 seconds of courage to go talk to someone. And you guys have heard the old story of the dog on a nail. I know you have. Have you guys all heard that? The dog on the nail? Okay. I'm going to give you the thanks, Sharon. I appreciate that. So, okay. I want you just to imagine a big old beautiful country house and big porch, hot summer day, and long gravel driveway, beautiful trees all around, and a friend is walking up the driveway, long driveway, winding, to see his friend of 40 years. And you can tell that these guys have been together and they're great friends because they don't even have to say anything to each other. The guy walks up, the person who owns the home is sitting there on his rocking chair, reading the paper, little table next to him, pitcher of lemonade, sweat dripping down the outside of the lemonade. It's hot and humid, but nice. And the friend walks up, sits on a step right next to the friend who's on his rocking chair, takes a piece of the paper, section of the paper, opens it up, and they're just sitting there, pours himself a glass of lemonade. And they do this like every weekend. And dog is sitting next to the owner of the house. And out of nowhere, the dog goes, and the guy's like, pulls the paper down and back to the paper. 10 seconds later, hey man, what's up with your dog? Guy goes, don't worry about my dog. Okay. 30 seconds later, dude, something's going on with your dog. And the guy goes, man, I'm telling you, stop worrying about my dog. 30 seconds later, I want you guys to make the noise. What did the dog do? 30 seconds later. Oh, guy goes, man, there is something wrong with your dog. And the owner of the house takes his paper, folds it up, and goes like this. You want to talk about my dog? It's like, yeah, what's going on with your dog? You don't even care. He goes, I care about my dog. The problem is my dog is sitting on a nail. And if it hurt him bad enough, he'd get his ass up and move. The pain, if the pain is not enough for you to move off of the nail, if the pain is not enough for you to do some work on yourself, to go into ACN Compass, to learn the products, to be able to talk to someone, to get your peaks down and go out and take your message to the masses. If the pain isn't enough for you to do it, you're not going to do it, and you're going to be in the same place. So do not complain about the pain. We don't want to hear you moan. we're not trying to hear that. These calls are designed to get you off of the nail. So this is about making plays, man. We got to make some plays. I mean, this is Super Bowl week. We got to make some plays. The playbook is in Tahoe. I'm telling you that right now. Like it's all hands on deck. And when it sells out, you guys, it's going to be done. So just telling you. And by the way, the reason I know that is because now after the pandemic is now behind us, hopefully that thing is behind us, it will be a sellout. So this is about getting the playbook and making plays. I do not know anybody in Hot Springs, Arkansas, so I don't know who that is. Anyway, so I have something to show you guys before we wrap up. Actually, I have two things to show you. Mr. Thomas, I think we're good on time, right? Pretty quick today. We're all right? Okay, sir. Hey, where are you going, by the way? Mr. T, are you like going to the airport or something? Oh, this is okay. You know what? I shouldn't have asked. That's my bad. It's top secret. My bad. My bad. My bad. You guys don't worry. Mr. Thomas is not in his car. It's just a screen. It's just a background that he has. Don't worry about it. All right, listen, I'm going to screenshot this so you guys have it because you guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to talk about it all the time. That's how much I believe in what Mr. Thomas, thumbs up or thumbs down. How was it when you came to Tahoe for real? For real. Mr. T, can you hear me? Oh, you know what? His camera's going crazy. I don't know if he can hear me or not. Mr. T, can you guys see his screen? It's like going crazy. Oh, I guess he can't see. I guess he may not be able to see it. Okay. So, all right, let me show you guys this just really quick. You can screenshot this. Oh, hang on. All right, here you go. Mr. Thomas, can you hear me? Al Thomas. Mr. T. Okay, you can't hear me. All right. There's the Tahoe. You can screenshot the Tahoe training event. There it is. There's the information. We are trying to get Mr. Thomas. We're trying to get Mr. Thomas on the flyer. All right. So there you go. Screenshot it, and I'll give you guys my email if you want information. I'm going to put my email down in the, how do I do this? Oh, they moved it. All right. You guys, I'm putting my email down in the chat. So here you go. And when it is sold out, it is sold out. So there you go. I'll get you the details. I'll get you the information. Lock your spot. Okay, cool. Now, let me show you guys this. I'm going to play it twice, as I always play these videos. This one's pretty quick, but I want you guys to see this. It is time for you all to start making some plays. You guys agree with that? Yes or no? So I found this and I thought it was awesome. And I'm going to play it twice. And it's our guy Prime Time. So let me bring him up.
There's somebody out there right now, the light ain't on you, but keep making plays. Nobody's talking about you, but keep making plays. Right. I know your sales numbers aren't where your friend is, but keep making plays. I know nobody's talking about you, and you're not on the leaderboard right now, but baby, keep making plays.
You got to ask yourself, are you making plays? And if you're honest with yourself, whatever your answer is, either start or keep doing it. Either start making plays, you're going to get noticed. You're going to get recognized. You're going to get rewarded. But just keep going and be that 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, 15+ year overnight success. Well, that happened. Really? You weren't there for all the times that people flaked on me. You weren't there when Greg Williamson drove 2 hours from Victorville to Sherman Oaks with nobody in his car because he was committed. His vision was bigger than his challenge. Right? Keep going. Keep making plays. Talk to one more person. Peak one. You guys, what if your next peak is Al Thomas? What if? And you can't say it's not possible because he's in. Someone peaked him. Keep making plays, you guys. Keep moving forward. Please do not let inactivity, right? Do not let inactivity be your downfall. I would rather you were doing stuff, messing it up, because it's just a result. We're going to go back and fix it. We'll tweak, we'll move, we'll adjust, right? But if you do nothing, expect nothing. And as you do it and you go from sucky to bad, bad to good, good to great, great to excellent, and excellent to proficient, watch what happens. Keep making plays, man. One more person to talk to, one more person to try the service, one more person to ask a favor, one more person to see if they're open to diversifying their income, one more person that you get to come to these events. Because I know, you guys, it's all hands on deck to Fort Worth, and from Fort Worth, we're building straight into Lake Tahoe, but because of the Fort Worth event, the event will sell out. This is what I'm talking about. Where are you going to be by kickoff of the next football season? That's after the summer. We've gone through Memorial Day. We've gone through Labor Day. Are you going to be a regional director on your way to regional vice president? There's no reason that any of you 72 people that are on this call that are not at that position yet, there's zero reason that you can't be there. Zero. None. None. Keep making plays.